Found a way to make big bucks if you promise not to tell. From a public that must be so damn dumb they can't spell. So just in case they overhear, I'll spell out what works best. Yes, I'll tell you the S-C-C-R-E-T of my success. Oh yes, now P-U-B-L-I-C-L-A-N-D-S. M-I-L-K, them for all they're worth, and screw the rest. Just find you some connections for an L-E-A-S-E. But if you play your cards right, it's damn near F-R-E-E. The Bureau of Land, M-A-N-A-G-E-M-E-N-T, will let you bring your big herd of C-A-T-T-L-E and turn the verdant valleys and the meadows green and white into piles of P-O-O-P down the mountainside. Oh yes, now P-U-B-L-I-C-L-A-N-D-S. M-I-L-K, them for all they're worth, and screw the rest. Just find you some connections for an L-E-A-S-C. And if you play your cards right, it's damn near F-R-E-E. The F-O-R-E-S-T-S-E-R-V-I-C-E wants to sell off Grizzly, H-A-B-I-T-A-T. So get your C-H-A-I-N-S-A-W-S. What the hell, it's easy bucks, and Freddie, he knows best. Oh yes, now P-U-B-L-I-C-L-A-N-D-S. M-I-L-K, them for all they're worth, and screw the rest. Just find you some connections for an L-E-A-S-C. And if you play your cards right, it's damn near F-R-E-E. Watch out for E-N-V-I-R-O-N-M-E-N. T-A-L-I-S-T-S, they'll try to stop you when they see you coming with your saws, your dozers, and your trucks. But in the West, them wimps is S-H-I-T, out of luck. Oh yes, now P-U-B-L-I-C-L-A-N-D-S. M-I-L-K, them for all they're worth, and screw the rest. Just find you some connections for an L-E-A-S-C. If you play your cards right, it's damn near F-R-E-E. Oh yes, now M-I-L-K, them for all they're worth, and screw the rest. Yes, P-U-B. Be a long time before this grows back. L-I-C. See all the cow flop and clear cuts? L-A-N-D-S.
My stool now?
How much money is the Forest Service making on this project?
Oh, they're not making any money!
They're not making money!
They're losing money! We're all paying for it! You and me! The taxpayers are paying to destroy our last wild lands! How much? How much? $5.8 million! That's how much for us! Holy mackerel! These guys keep their jobs. If this was a private company, why, they'd be out of business.
Oh, they're not out of business. They're looking at you.
Are they looking? Hey, guys. Any more questions from the peanut gallery?
If you work for the Forest Service, why are you chained to the front door?
Well, because I'm telling uncomfortable truths up here, the truths they won't tell. The truths about mismanagement, about the destruction of the ecosystem, that they want to hide behind a cloud of obscurity. They are obfuscating, and they are in the pockets of timber interests, and they have pressure from government officials who care nothing for you, for our wildlands, but the profits of their cronies.
Like Ron Marlene?
Like Ron Marlene? What a pig! But our friend Pat Williams isn't much better. He's about to sell Montana out. But this particular issue is Idaho, although it's no different really from all the rest of them. It's one more example of thoughtlessness, of carelessness, of foolishness, of an unconcern for the future. There are rare and endangered species in Idaho.
I went to the Forest Service the other day, and they said not to worry about the rare and endangered species. They said there was plenty of mitigation going on in these projects.
Mitigation?
They said not to worry about the road building. They said it was very minor.
Minor road building? Well, they're building roads enough to get you from here, Missoula, all the way to Dixie, Idaho. Way in the middle of this thing. Why, we had a bunch of people just walk all the way from Dixie to here just now. They just got here today. And how long did it take them? 2 weeks? Something like that. That's a lot of roads, and they're putting it all in this one little area, right between three major wilderness areas. Gospel Hump, Frank Church River No Return, the Selway Bitterroot. They're going to destroy this road.
Get into them if there ain't a road.
That's the idea!
Why do you think it is there aren't any Forest Service people out here talking to us?
Because they're afraid. They know they don't know anything. They know that confronted with the citizens with honest questions about what's going on in this country, they haven't got the answers. They got double talk. They got lies. They got a bunch of bull honkies. But they're in charge because they got all the guns. And they keep us out. Well, they've locked out the forest. You and me, the taxpayer, can't go up there anymore. They've told us you can't come in your own forest. That's high arrogance if I ever heard it. Well, I'll tell you one thing about the roads. They're building all these roads, but this area happens to be prime salmon spawning habitat. Now, there's a lot of people. Somebody asked me about jobs. There's a lot of people out there who make their living off of fishing. But if those roads go in, all those streams are going to be all silted up. No more salmon fishing, no more jobs. It's all over.
Clear cut the Forest Service!
Hey! We haven't said hello to the Freddies! Speaking of this hike, there are 3 people here who just completed the 160-mile protest walk from Dixie, Idaho to this front door.
Yeah!
And I think you'd like to see these tired folks if they'd come up here right now, please. Natalie is here representing not only yourself and the formerly heavily timbered state of Maine, but also Save America's Forests, a lobbying and political organization in Washington, D.C., helping get this stuff through the legal process. Would you like to say a few words about a lot of things, including that? Say hi, Natalie.
Hey. It's kind of wild seeing all these people. That's Steve and that's Fur, and we just spent 2.5 weeks walking through the Selway Bitterroot. bring this message here, and we haven't seen this many people in a long time. So we're all kind of not real sure how to take it all in, basically. It's real different. It's real different to be back here. Basically, why did I come here from D.C. is kind of because I had heard that what was happening in Idaho and Montana and basically the whole region was just basically that the shit was hitting the fan in this region, that this was a prime example of what was happening with the Forest Service. And where I work in D.C., we try to bring the message to Capitol Hill that the Forest Service is not really in the job of managing the forest, as we all know here. And basically I was here to do I guess, some on-grounds, getting back in touch with what I'm all about in D.C. Basically, retouch with the earth, to feel it and to be able to really bring the message back to D.C. And I discovered that there's a fire in my soul that I didn't really know was there the last couple weeks. And there's one thing I'm going to say is that's definitely going to be heard by Congress when I get back. Service is doing, but I just want to remind everybody here that a lot of what the Forest Service is doing is because Congress is telling them to do it. Congress is in terms of the roads issue, Congress are the people who are appropriating the money to define how much of a road budget there is out there for the Forest Service to use. So we got to get on Congress's butt to tell them to decrease the road budget so the roads will decrease. So I just want to remind us all that we need to be in touch with Congress and let them know what we're really thinking from the ground. So I want to encourage everybody to send back with me as many messages to Congress as you want, and I'll be glad to take them, and if not, take them yourself because they need to hear it.
Right on.
That's basically what I have to say.
Everybody accuses us of being outside agitators. Well, I want to introduce you to an inside agitator. This man is from the great state of Idaho. And he just finished the walk today also. Steve Paulson from Lenore, Idaho.
That's the only message I bring, that I was born here, and there are people that are local that do not want this road. That's simple.
Last but not least, this gentleman is known only as Fur, and fur from everywhere. Colorado mostly.
It's kind of strange to be giving a speech and getting applause for backpacking. I've never walked 110 miles, 120 miles without seeing a road before, ever. I've never hiked 120 miles. And along the way, I continued thinking about how important walking is for me. And this spring we're at the Nevada test site, walking to the Nevada test site. And right now I can think of about a half dozen walks that are going on across the country. And in fact, one run from South America and from Alaska, and they're going to be joining in Mexico, all in solidarity with 500 years of resistance. I hope a lot of people are thinking about going out to the Nevada test site as well on October 12th. But anyway, walking is really important, I feel, because it gives you time to reflect upon why you're there. And I did a lot of reflection. And it was a regrounding, I guess, as it is for all of us, and why it's so important to save these places. Not for us, but it's very important to be there and experience it, not just to be behind a desk and chanting and whatnot, although that's all fun. It's really important to be there, because that's where we are from. That's all I have to say.
Having that presence there, we've been able to actually, as First said, experience what's there. And as you can see by the crosses on the lawn here next to us, there are a lot of species that are fighting their guts out for survival. And when we talk about large ecosystems, there isn't a larger one in the lower 48 than from that one right over Lolo Peak. And it's over 5 million acres. We've got the Selway Bitterroot, we've got the River No Return, we've got the Gospel Hump, and we've got several 100,000 acres of roadless land contiguous to this. Wild Rockies Earth First feels that all of this land should remain roadless. We have an intact ecosystem, the habitat is still there, and these species still have a home if we can keep the Forest Service out of areas like Cove-Mallard. But it's going to be up for everybody. We've had a tremendous amount of response from activists from around the country. And I'm calling on all of you here in Missoula to think about getting over to Cove-Mallard in the next couple of weeks, because 5 weeks ain't enough. 5 years may not be enough. The Forest Service is going to be there through the 1990s, and so will Earth First, and I hope you'll join us.
Protests against the Cove-Mallard sales and against destruction of Wild Rockies wilderness are not just happening here in the U.S. There's protests today in Australia and Poland and Canada, all against destruction of Wild Rockies wilderness. So those people are standing in solidarity with us. They're protesting at consulates, at embassies, at airways. This is going international, folks, and we're going to keep building it up and make sure the world hears the message that the Wild Rockies are one of the last nearly intact ecosystems in the temperate regions of this planet. We've got to stop them here and now. No more roads and no more extinction. So I'll be in touch with those folks in other countries and make sure we get messages from them and to them about what's happened today, and keep in solidarity and hopefully spread this to other countries as well. And hopefully work with those people on issues in their countries. Like we've been able to work with people in Canada, Vancouver in particular, British Columbia. So I helped start this campaign this past winter and did overflights of the area, did a lot of research and reconnaissance out there and put out the word about these timber sales. And I'm really thrilled with the response we've gotten. You people are great. I'm really glad you've come and done this, and I've been absolutely blown away by what's going down here. And you know, this is just the start of it. 5 weeks, it's just the start, as Jake was saying. We're not going away. We're going to make our stand here in Idaho and Montana. This is where it's happening, and we're not going away. And I've got a little banner here. This stands for the death of the U.S. Forest Service.
We have 5 very special people here who put their bodies on the line for the wilderness in Idaho and did some time in some various and sundry, mostly sundry, Idaho jails. And I'd like them all to come up here right now. Jailbirds! Come on, Dave.
Guess all I have to say is that we spent 9 days in the county jail in Idaho, 9 days where we didn't eat, and which the police department did try to convince us that one or the other of us was, one or the two of us was eating. And I got to say that Forest Service lies, man. It's a beautiful area out there, and it's wonderful, and there's creatures and critters, big trees and everything out there, everything you could possibly imagine, everything that can live is out there, and they want to destroy it, and I'm not going to let them do it. So I put myself on the line, and I feel totally right doing it, and I'd do it again.
Okay, well, I guess being a jailbird isn't the greatest distinction in the world, but I do have to say that we do have to be mildly proud, because to be an outlaw in a crazy society is really the only place that you can be if you want to stay sane. So I'm saying, I guess, to all of you that, for one, Missoula is probably the closest population center to where we were from anywhere. So if it's anybody, it's you guys that have showed up today that have got to get out there. It's not going to be somebody else. It's going to be each one of you. And it's you know, you gotta stop and you gotta oppose this madness, you know, this system that's putting us in jail for trying to save some life.
Keep your shoes on when you get arrested.
Barefoot and Boise.
Barefoot and Boise is not the place to be. I want to thank everybody for, I learned a lot here. Coming from Maine, we're like getting this activist stuff together. We're working on rewilding, and it's real important to work to save what's wild. And I agree with what Jeff said. This is the most we've seen. We've been out there 5 weeks, and we really need a lot of people for 6 years. And it's going to be you, and it's going to be everybody else. And come to Mallard Cove. It's beautiful. Yeah.
I've been chasing the Forest Service around for a couple of years now, and I've seen a lot of egregious work going on from Virginia to Arizona to Oregon and here. I've never seen a place like Cove-Mallard before. You can stand on a ridge on a road, the last road, the closest road to Cove-Mallard, and you can just gaze all the way down to the salmon from over one ridge and another. It's just forested, wild country. And then a less accurate appraisal can come from looking at a map. And you can see that Cove-Mallard are two roadless areas which are in a chunk separating these two big, wild, protected areas. And if you know anything about biology, I think it's clear that the Forest Service doesn't. You know that there are a lot of species in this nation and in this bioregion which are in deep trouble right now. And they're in trouble because these are species which are shy, which are in trouble because of human intrusion. A lot of those species, coincidentally, still live in Cove-Mallard. There's confirmation of wolverine in Cove-Mallard. There are lynx in Cove-Mallard. There's wolf in Cove-Mallard. Goshawks, boreal owl. There's a list this long of species that the Forest Service itself admits are in real trouble, and they exist in Cove-Mallard. Well, the Forest Service says, don't worry, we can make over 100 clear cuts. We can road every drainage in Cove-Mallard. We can put 145 miles of silt-producing garbage in Cove-Mallard. And the Chinook, it's true, the Chinook run is down to under 20 this year, but we're mitigating. You need not worry about that. Well, I want to know, what cause do I have not to worry? There is a long list of species, and that list is growing every year, and yet the Forest Service maintains that its actions are not harming these species. Bullshit! It's not true. The Forest Service, by its ridiculous, habitual, insistent denial of biological truth, is running these species into extinction, and I don't want to have anything to do with that. I'm going to stand in front of them. I'm going to say, no, this is wrong. You will follow the law, and if there isn't a law, by God, we're going to write a law that you're going to follow. There is ecological law, and you guys are going to start following it today, right now, in Cove-Mallard. Woo! That's right!
He tried to tell me that there was too much wilderness because someone's plane went down out in Cove-Mallard and they couldn't find it for a couple days. Therefore, all the trees should be cut down. And I hope that people outside of Grangeville understand that this is not a matter of convenience. It's a matter of survival. There's a lot of things that live out there that can't live anywhere else, and it needs to be defended. I want you people to go out there and do something, even if it's foolish, like locking yourself to a skidder. That shutdown work for 8 hours. It's got to count for something, and it gums up the works, and we need more people out there.
Yeah, an incident this morning that proves that the Freddies have not yet stooped to the lows that are possible. Dave and I were walking along Higgins Street, saw two young female Freddies in uniform take down our posters from the Journal office door announcing this event. They didn't even believe it either, right? It was so unbelievable. We were so stunned. By the time we figured out what had happened, they were already in here. So Abe went in and had a little conversation. Abe, why don't you come tell what happened here? It's important. The first thing is these copies cost me 7 cents each, and I went to 14 cents.
I went inside. I asked the information officer where I could find these two young ladies who stole our signs. She said that I am the only person in uniform here. She thought a moment, then took me back through a labyrinthine corridor where I saw 4 Freddies sitting in an office, skulking in an office in uniforms. There was one who looked like a handsome gorilla. There was one who looked sort of innocuous. And there were 2 young ladies who we recognized as the ones who stole our posters. I asked them to return the posters to me. They said that they didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I said, you took those 2 posters, you took those 2 posters from our door. They said, I don't know what you are saying, but I said, that is the poster right over there that you stole from us. And they said, oh, that one. Well, then they started conferring. Should we give it back to him? The gorilla said, what is your name, sir? Well, I gave him my name, which happens to be Abe Bringle. Well, should we give it back to him? Well, okay, let's give it back to him. So they gave it to me, and I said, well, where's the other one? The other what, sir? The other poster. I don't have another poster. Just said one of the young ladies. I said, come on, you do so. Well, I forgot where it is. That was 5 minutes ago. I'm not the one with it. No, you're not the one with Alzheimer's disease. I might be, but you are not. Well, here it is. Here it is. So I took that and I left, and I came back in a little while, and I said, if we were to do things like that to your offices, you'd arrest us for false arrest. You'd arrest us for all sorts of things. Malicious mischief, resisting arrest. But you guys get away with anything you damn well please. And then I left. And that was the end of the story. No, I didn't get their names. I should have done so, but I thought they would have given it.
Call them up. Are you pressing charges?
I won my damn 20 cents back.
Right. I think we need a chant here. Bad Freddies.
Bad Freddies. Bad Freddies. Bad Freddies. Bad Freddies. Bad Freddies. No donuts. 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 Bad Freddies. No donuts.
Let's have a loud one! Whee!
Good job, Rick. They think we're going to go away. They think we left Cove-Mallard and we're going to go home now.
That's what they think.
Well, they ought to know that I can't speak for everybody, but I can just speak for myself and the spirit I feel here. I feel like we're a collective pit bull that's got something by the leg, and we ain't going to let go.
for? Hi. You're gonna be on TV. Hi.
Turn around, right now. Go on. Stop.
Where do you go?
Well, the fight to save the world's rainforests moved to the harbor in Long Beach this morning.
This was the scene from Chopper 2 as they tagged the ship with a huge sign.
We boarded the ship today to stop the unloading of tropical timber here in North America. Over.
Tropical rainforest.
This is what all the fuss is about, this thin, cheaply made plywood that comes directly from the trees of the rainforest. It's used for a lot of things, including building homes, but one of the biggest users is Hollywood. This is what they make their sets out of. And Greenpeace claims that nearly 5,000 acres of rainforest had to be cleared for just this one shipment.
What we have here is the Hollywood Chainsaw Massacre!
touch with my attorney to arrange some temporary restraining order.
Will you negotiate with us directly? We are asking you to not offload tropical timber in this port as a gesture that your company is concerned about the fate of the rainforest. No. You are carrying millions of acres of damaged rainforest. Logging is destroying millions of acres, driving species to extinction, displacing native peoples. How can a Korean company say that they are concerned about the fate of the rainforest and these people and still have this rainforest hers carrying all this timber? We are just carrying. Well, you are profiting from responsible for those kind of carrying because you're profiting from rainforest destruction. No, okay, just as much as a shipper.
And I mentioned in the videotape that Hollywood was a big user of this product. Greenpeace tells us tonight that there are negotiations underway with the powers that be in Hollywood to get them to use a recycled pressboard instead of the plywood. At this hour, though, there's no word on if Hollywood's going to go for that.
The chainsaw has been defeated!
Hi, okay.
Yep.
you.